As Bob Posner's only daughter, you can imagine that I have a lot of Bob Posner stories. One of my favorites took place when I was in third grade. Because my mom is a full-time teacher at the school district where we all went to school. My dad was in charge of open house every year. So he was fairly independent. He went to my room and he sat down at the desk and was listening to the teacher. And then Mrs. Osberg was like, "Hi, Mr. Posner." And he was like, "Oh, hi." She was like, "What are you doing here?" And he was like, "Well, my daughter's in your class, and so I'm here for open house." And she was like, "Mr. Posner, I had Sarah last year." So as you can see from the beginning, Father of the Year. We love him anyways. Happy birthday, Dad. I love you so much. Hope that you have the best birthday, and I know 65 is going to be your best year yet. Love you.
Hi. So one of the funniest dad stories ever is that the year was probably like 95 or 96. And we were having Yom Kippur dinner, and I was probably about 11, so I was kind of a wise ass, and I was making fun of it, saying Yom Kippur is stupid. It's what's the point of this? I don't even believe in this. And I asked my dad, why are we even doing this? And he looked at me dead in the eyes and said with great intensity, "You don't care if your name is inscribed in the book of life?" And there was kind of a pause for a few seconds, and then we all just laughed right in his face. And man, I'm gonna chase that feeling forever.
Hey, Dad. It's your second favorite child, Matt. We can all agree that you are a sick puppy, and growing up with you was quite a treat. Got lots of stories, but here's a few. I remember there was a Quickie Mart down the street from our first house, and all of the parking spots were taken up, so you proceeded to park in the handicap spot and then limp into the Quickie Mart. Great role model. Another one was at your 55th birthday, maybe you had poker night with all your friends, and my friends were the dealers. And so we were all hanging out afterward downstairs, all my friends, and we heard the door open, and you yelled down, "Have fun," and you threw down a couple of Girls Gone Wild DVDs. And the last thing I remember, just one of the few examples, but I remember one time you were trying to uh, cut these pencils to prop up the DVD player, and you were using this giant scissors. And I remember you cut with the scissors, looked at me, panicked. There was blood squirting out of your hand. You had accidentally cut your finger, and you turned to me and said, "Don't tell your mother." So, love you, Dad. Happy 61st birthday. Enjoy all the festivities, and yeah, enjoy.
Hi, Bob. It's Karen. Happy 65th birthday. Wow, we have been through so many experiences, hobbies, animals, and such. It's been a whirlwind of activity. There's never been a dull moment through the birthdays we've celebrated together. We've had many pets. We have had Jamie and Nikki and Murray and Louie. That we've had Hillary and Bill and Chelsea, Cooper, and with our bird feeders, we have various birds that come to visit us. We have Rocky Raccoon as well. We've been through flowers, plants, succulents, the pond, record albums, opera, jazz, classical music, stocks, real estate, hotels and restaurants, computers, fashion statements like skinny jeans and many different kinds of gym shoes. Um, we've been through diets, keto, paleo, vegetarian, grapefruits, charcuterie, which I've learned is just a fancy name for a vegetable tray, and fat bombs and kombucha. There's been yoga, boarding, skiing, biking, weights, swimming, running, tennis, MSU football, MSU basketball, dumb movies, books on tape, photography, fishing, sailing, and many, many more. It just goes on and on and on. I'm exhausted thinking about them. But I'm looking forward to many more exciting experiences with you. I love you so much. Happy 65th, Karen.
Hi there. I just wanted to say happy birthday. You know, we've known each other now for almost 9 years, which is pretty wild. And over the past 9 years, you have gone above and beyond to make everybody in my family, aunts, uncles, cousins, dogs, and beyond, feel so welcome. And I could not have asked for a better father-in-law. My only hope for us moving forward is that someday soon I will move from being able to call you Mr. Posner to just Bob. Happy birthday, Mr. Posner. Hope it's the best one yet.
Hey, Bobby, buddy. Hey, man, just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Me and my buddies here, we're all gathered together to kind of pay tribute to you. I know I'm supposed to come up with a funny story, but I'll tell you what, we had so many of them. What comes to mind, your kids probably don't remember being visited by social services a number of times in their younger days. And frankly, this is a confession I've never made. I'm the one that called social services on you, stemming from some of our camping outings where we do things like play Hansel and Gretel and leave potato chips in the woods, see if the kids could find their way back to the campsite. That was always a good one. And then the time you put the kids in the spillway of the dam and they rode the water down, you know, and I think it was like 40-degree weather. That was really spectacular. But anyway, listen, Mazel Tov, here's to you. Everybody get a drink down the hatch. Happy birthday, Bobby.
There were 3 siblings that found themselves orphaned when their mother passed away. The siblings' names were Susie, Bobby, and Stacy. The 3 siblings decided on a trial run to the cemetery the day before the funeral. When they arrived, they went to the office to find exactly where they should go. They walked to the plot and saw a huge piece of plywood covering the gravesite. Bobby bent down and lifted the plywood. Before they knew it, Bobby slipped and was lying at the bottom of the hole with the plywood over him. Susie and Stacy laughed with legs crossed, trying not to wet themselves. As they gained their composure to help him get out, they noticed he scratched his elbow. The 3 walked back to the office, and Bobby asked the secretary for some rubbing alcohol. He then turned to his sisters and said, "See, I told you this must have happened before," at which the secretary interjected and said, "No, this is a first. Good night, the end. Happy birthday, Bob."
Happy birthday. Hi, I'm Lee Shear. I'm one of Bob's best friends. Well, in the top 50, maybe. Since I've known him, Bob has always been a curious guy with a strange sense of humor, adolescent and downright silly, just like my own. I have admired, though, that March 4th is the coolest birthday of the year, the only day of the year that's a pun, the only day that's a full sentence, and mine as well. I can't say too much about Bob's gaffes and funny stories because I have employer liability issues. That whole Me Too thing ruined most of the really good Posner stories. But we laugh at the same stuff, so here's a very safe example that might seem funnier probably in a couple days from now. Bob orders out of catalogs to create his unique look, and he often has the online guys send those unique garments to our office. One day he was asking around for a package that was lost and wondered if anyone else had it. After denying it multiple times and wondering what was really in the package, Bob said it was a fleece vest, which already struck me as funny for some reason. A few days later, I was home opening my own odd packages, and oh man, there was this vest. It was hideous. My kids were worried it was mine. Now, how to admit I really had this thing for most of the week that Bob had been looking for it? Well, we sent pictures from our family to him, continuing to deny that we had his vest. Really, nobody has seen the damn thing. Here are those pictures. Like I said, silly, the same sense of humor. It scares me. Happy birthday, Bob.
Happy birthday, Bob. We're here to wish you a happy 65th birthday.
And we love you so much.
And we wish you a happy day. And you know that 65 is the new 30.
Yes, you don't look a day over 30.
You don't. And we love you and we miss you.
Can't wait to see
Happy
you.
birthday.
Take 25.
All right. We really didn't like the assignment we were given, so we've come up with the top 10 greatest times we've spent with Bob. Number 10, fun times with Lair Bear Bruno and Why the Lawn Faced Debbie up north.
Number 9, skiing not once but several times on the garbage dump.
Number 8, experiencing an earthquake in Las Vegas. Hey, let's take the elevator.
Number 7, spying on Stuart's girlfriend at the gas station up north.
Number 6, slumming in the broom closet while you guys were in the lap of luxury in the presidential suite.
Number 5, mingling with Middle America at Kings Island.
Number 4, raping my wife in the back seat of the cab in Chicago going to Rosebuds.
Number 3, sharing our child molester, mass murderer, babysitter with you up north.
Number 2, finding air conditioning in the African American building in Ann Arbor. What do they have to complain about?
And number 1, clearing the room at the beautiful Grey Gables restaurant in Charlevoix. Here's to many more memories. Looking good.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bob.
See you soon.
So, I know I almost did. So it was really funny.
We laughed and then we decided, hey, we want to get to know these people and hang out with them. And we did.
And we've had a lot of good fun with the Canadians and a lot more fun to be had. So keep taking care of yourself and 65 years young. That's great.
Lots more fun to come.
We love you, Bobby.
We love you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Enjoy. Bye.
Happy 65th birthday, Bob. Congratulations.
We are here to help you celebrate, and we thought we'd start by naming
Well, wait. Let's start by saying I'm Dan Gargrave.
Oh, yeah. And I'm Nancy Gargrave.
And I think you should remember us. Okay.
We have some descriptions of Bob Posner. You start.
All right, Bob, you're a tech man. You've always got the latest technology, and you're good at it.
And you're a plant wizard.
Droid made easy. One of your strong suits, for sure.
You're a super chef.
A hobby master.
A lover of music.
You're a very proud father for at least 3 good reasons.
You're a fashionista.
A Spartan and a dual threat Buckeye fan.
And you're Karen's trusted sidekick.
And a very, very funny man.
Oh, yeah.
So, the story. So, this one goes back quite a while. Sarah and Jenna, our youngest, are good buddies. And it was freshman year in high school. And it was one of the date dances, I think homecoming.
15 years ago.
15 years ago. And all the girls get dressed up and the boys, get their rented tuxes. And anyway, go over to somebody's house and take all these crazy pictures. And then when you're done, everybody's kind of milling around, and us parents are trying to figure out somewhere to go have a cocktail. And a bunch of us were standing around, and you kind of said, hey, Matt, come over here. So Sarah's date was a guy named Beeve Leneve or Matt Leneve, and Sarah was way out of his league, and I think he knew it. I mean, we all knew it, and I think he did too. So you called Matt over and said, Matt, hey, I just want to tell you something. You better be careful because Sarah is ovulating tonight. We just blew up. I mean, Matt started like, okay. And it was, I'm sure he had no idea what ovulating meant.
He was 14.
Yeah, he looked it up and then he probably pissed in his pants.
Another funny one was probably about 96 or 97. We would go skiing once a year at Boyne Highlands or Boyne Mountain. I don't remember which. It literally doesn't matter. And my dad would get kind of like 5 days really intense. He'd be really, really into the skiing. Sort of like somebody who lives near the slopes and does this their whole lives. But this was for a 5-day burst of intensity. And I remember we were getting ready to go to the slopes from our hotel room, and my dad just says with the utmost sincerity, I'm not going anywhere till I stretch. And I can't explain why, but we just laughed and laughed, and it's 20 years later, and it's still funny. I'm not going anywhere till I stretch.
Hey, Bob. I just want to wish you a happy and a healthy 65th birthday. We are so blessed to have you in our lives. I know that sounds a little unusual. You bring happiness and joy to us, and everything that you say is remarkable and very, very entertaining. There isn't one thing that stands out, but everything, my friend, brings a smile to my face.
When we try to think of something particular, I just think about you and just the way your remarks and just the way your joy for life, that just makes me laugh. And you know that nobody can make me laugh as hard as you can. And just you bring a lot of joy to our lives. We just want to wish you a happy and healthy, beautiful birthday.
Happy birthday, Bob. Love you, man.
This is a happy birthday greeting from Joni and I. Bob is a great guy and has enjoyed himself over the years. I've always been jealous that he can say all kinds of things that nobody else can get away with. And I guess I should give an example. There's many examples, but this is the one that always sticks out. We were over visiting many years ago when Alana Wolpert and Lawrence Wolpert were at the Posners, and Bob's dog, or Bob and Karen's dog, was sniffing around and seemed to be sniffing a lot around Alana. And Bob commented, yes, we've trained the dog to sniff out vaginitis. So I couldn't believe he said that even though he's friends with Alana, but in front of a cantor. So anyways, Bob can always, and nobody got mad at him. He just can say anything he wants. So congratulations, and hope you have many, many more happy years, Bob.
So the year was probably 2000, because I was 15 and I had my learner's permit. We were driving to Grand Haven, and I did some of the driving, with a responsible adult in the passenger seat, of course. And I'm trying to merge on the highway, and my dad keeps telling me, go, go, go. Like, you can do it. There's space. And I was like, I can't. And I start panicking, and I'm sweating, and I'm anxious. And my dad finally goes, you can fit a goddamn military parade in there. And it wasn't funny at the time, but very soon after it was funny. And it still gets brought up a lot.
These are jawbreakers. Who puts jawbreakers in a trail mix? Bob Posner. These are caramels with wrapping around them. Who puts wrapped candies in a trail mix? Bob Posner.
Bob Posner does.
In 1987, I broke a tooth on the jawbreakers, and I choked on the plastic. Bob, happy birthday, 65 years old. I feel sorry for you. The Medicare card I received was an accident. Have a great happy birthday, Bob.
Happy birthday, Bob.
Happy birthday, Bobby. It's impossible to come up with one memory or a couple of memories of when you were so incredibly funny, because you are. So many of them. So instead, I have pulled together a couple of clips from the early years, skipping past that rocky start we got off to in the cafeteria at Snyder Phillips. But I think my last year at State, you might have been already working for Honeywell, and I needed a Santa for an event I was doing at the Michigan School for the Blind, and you gamely dressed up as Santa, and those kids loved that. And then we went to the MSU library, your idea, so you could hand out kisses to all the good girls studying for finals. And that was a long time, seemed like years, but I don't think it was that long, when it was just the three of us hanging out, and that was great. We had so many good times. But the best was when you met that Karen Fisher, and the four of us became the four of us. And that was amazing. And we've laughed so many times. We've had so many great memories, and I'm happy to know those will never end. So happy birthday, Bobby. I love you to pieces.
Don't mess with life. Whoa, 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 whoa.